race wars.
Pulled this right here that has some stuff to say recently. That this is not on his regular channel that we've watched before. This is on his second channel that I think he's maybe putting more focus into these days.
Oh,
but here is Mr. Griggs here.
I think we're on the cusp of something bad. And by the way, I'm not the first person that's said this. Okay, so I'm not pretending that I'm the first person, but it feels like we're on the cusp of a race war. And I say that very reluctantly because I don't really want that to happen.
Oh,
yes,
sure,
you do. You do.
But
100%.
it feels like that.
The only reason to mention the possibility of a race war is that it's either already breaking out and it's just become clear that that's what's happening, or you want one to happen.
Or you want one to happen.
The flames of it. Yeah,
exactly. 100%. Yeah.
Anybody that's just like, I don't want it to happen, man. Look, but race war is probably gonna happen.
Prepare. The guy with the Cobra Commander and Mario hoodie is talking about a race war. Get ready.
Well, and it's not like an I don't want it to happen as in like I'm gonna do something to stop. It's I don't want it to happen, so like you black people better back down, better stop getting uppity type shit.
Yeah.
Well, this is it. Like it's all stems from. I don't even know how he got to that. Honestly, I haven't watched the full video yet. I just know that it starts with that woman that called the black kid the N-word or whatever, and that's where it starts from. So we can see where it goes from here.
That's exactly where we're heading. And it's all because of this woman right here in this viral video.
All because of her.
It's all because of Shiloh.
So she's starting the race war? What the fuck?
Somebody recorded her with the intent to expose her. And all it's...
How does he know?
Okay.
How does he know their intent?
I got something to say about this too, but go ahead, Bob. I got something to say about this.
I was just gonna say, like, we're seeing lots of reactions from the usual suspects like Jeremy Griggs, etc. Essentially making excuses for this woman saying the N-word to a kid. And to my understanding, the kid stole something or something. So
well, that was not. That was
bad.
the accusation. It was an accusation. It wasn't.
That's bad. But also calling the kid the N-word is also bad.
That's exactly what I said in my video.
Yeah.
Well, let's hold up and make sure we say that we don't even know for sure that he stole something.
No.
Well, not only that, like we're talking about a child where stealing is not even like a concept. You know what I mean? You're talking about you know what I mean? Like saying that a 5-year-old stole something is to say a 5-year-old saw a thing and picked it up.
But it's a little black kid, so immediately she's going to be like, he tried to steal something from me because he's a little black kid.
So and she chased him around, right? That also happened?
Yeah.
Luckily, his community were the voices of reason. I've got the comments here. So we've got, by the way, all this is sponsored by Meta PC. You use your discount code 199 to save on all purchases at Meta PC, who are sponsoring a fucking race war. Right. Good job, Meta PC.
Great job. Well, Meta PC is known for having literally no fucking ethics. So it's
apparently so.
Yeah, I can go and sign up for a Meta PC sponsorship right now.
One of the most liked comments is "Black fatigue is real." What she called him is 110% accurate. 13% fatigue, which those not aware, that's a reference to 1350, which is not. It's just
it's not even a reference to. It's literally just 13% of the population. It's literally just fatigue. It's just black fatigue again. Like they're not even referencing like crime shit.
Well, the 13%, I guess, is somewhat accurate.
I love they say I don't care if she said a bad word, but then they're not going to say it themselves. It's really interesting to me when people do that. Like if you agree with what she did, then just go ahead and say it. Like there's no point. You're not even under a real account. This is somebody under a fake account, so...
let's see. So, you got a couple of people that are like, hey, that's kind of fucked up, and then they get, dogpiled on and essentially called, animals, He was an animal.
Oh, my God.
I mean, the only thing is that this just justifies, the stance against this woman. Because if you are saying that you are okay with her saying that word because it's not racist, but then go on to say things like call them animals and call this child different words and stuff like that, you're just reinforcing that that's what she meant by the word. It's not just a word. You understand what the word means.
It was a thief. Enough said. I mean, that speaks to just a full disclosure here. One of my kids recently we had a problem with the kid. He took some money that was in the house that was kind of just sitting around, and the kid took the money. And we're treating that, pretty seriously, but like also understanding that like this is a kid that doesn't understand necessarily that this was not just their money to take, right? And so like we're having them do chores to make up for it, and talking about it all the time and stuff like that, and privileges are revoked and things like that, because it's something that kids need to learn. At 5 years old, I would not expect a kid to fully understand, right or wrong on that level.
But we still don't even know if that happened. It's just it's hearsay. Like, there's an investigation happening into this to find out what went down. The only thing they can confirm is that she used a slur against the kid. That's the only thing they can confirm.
Just straight up fucking misinformation about the violent crimes, and like never mind the fact that you can look at statistics all day long, and as accurate as they are, you're still not getting the full picture.
But even so, justifying using a slur against somebody because they don't make up more of the population is not a defense of that fucking word.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like, we can use slurs because it's a smaller percentage of our population. That's essentially why you're not supposed to be doing it.
Yep.
But look, I said in my video, I am not someone's personal language police. I'm not going to go around and chastise people for it. But this woman got recorded on video, and Jeremy said that she was, what did he say? Like, he made it seem like it was something wrong with recording somebody without them consenting to being recorded.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you the amount of times they've talked about drag queens performing somewhere, or a gay person doing something, or a woman doing something that's been caught on video, where it's the question has never been whether or not they should have been filmed. Yeah. That's never been the question. But for some reason, this woman is exempt from that.
Well, because she's white.
Yeah, his whole argument was that she was filmed to make her look bad. And it's like, you know how she could have avoided that? Don't call the kid the fucking N-word.
Well, I mean, also, like, if she was already being filmed when she said the N-word, did she say something prior to that?
See you, rip-off verse. See you later.
Later on, rip-off verse. Have a good one, man. Let's see. So, like, and you can't fix it. Quoting fucking the Dilbert guy. Cool. It's a cool guy to quote.
Oh, God, yeah.
And then just like a lot of this, these kind of 13%, these types of virulent fucking, just bigot. These people are, if you guys have never seen the types of accounts, you probably haven't. This is why, the reason why there's such a stark divide in how people understand reality right now is because of algorithms. And the algorithm bias on their end is that there's a lot of accounts on, like, especially on Twitter, but I mean, they existed before Musk even, that all they do is post every single time across the country, maybe in the world, where there's some video of a black guy doing an assault or a black guy getting arrested. And they only post that shit, and they talk about how, look, this is what they do. This is how they are. And they don't post the many, many more times videos of white people doing the same shit. You know what I mean? They don't do that. And they just, that's what they're fucking being fed. So
yeah, like, do we need to start, like, compiling every instance of a white frat guy committing a sexual assault? Because in the last, like, couple of weeks, I can think of 3 locally. Like, it's not.
I mean, it's the same thing, like, though, with really libs of TikTok and like people doing assaulting children. There's a vast more majority of people in churches doing it, but they never share those. But like the once a year story about like somebody who's a drag queen or something that does something even remotely awful, they share that. I wanted to talk about this though. Did you guys see this clip yet?
No.
Okay. Check this out. It's a very short clip, but check this out. It's great. Look, it's going to be very eye-opening to where some extreme, like, right-wing people are in this moment. Because Piers Morgan, I think he was dipping his toes in, like, the MAGA stuff for a while. But slowly over time, he's realized just how quackadoodle, like, it all is.
Piers Morgan is just, like, cynical, man. I think he just likes to push
whatever but he is speechless in this moment. And you're going to see why. Watch this.
Why would you want to support a white racist?
Because I want to support free speech, and you cannot have free speech in a country.
No, that's fine. You can support free speech, but you also have to be accountable for what you say.
Right.
She is. I mean, would you use the N-word out of interest?
Yes.
Yeah. That's literally why she's famous.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah.
I'm surprised he doesn't know that, but let's go on here.
Wait, who is this?
I do quite.
I don't remember her name. Do you know
her name? Is Lily Gaddis. She was
That's
the TikToker who was like talking about broke ass N-words on TikTok.
Yeah, and she got popular for a moment with like the right wing, and then they just dropped her. They stopped supporting her after a while, right?
They stopped giving a shit about her. Yeah.
Look.
So,
quite frequently.
You use the N-word quite frequently. Well, why? Other than the fact you're a despicable racist. Are you?
Oh, Jesus.
Some would say I am. I guess according to the ADL, I'm a white supremacist. I'm a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, but if you use the N word repeatedly, you are a racist, then, are you? Are you?
Sure, I'll embrace that. If that means forwarding, helping white people achieve freedom of speech, real freedom of speech, which, by the way,
So you notice she says helping white people.
Well, I mean,
achieve freedom
it's
of
such
speech.
a stupid fucking argument. She's already proven she's allowed to say the fucking N-word. You
Right.
just might get called a racist for that because it's a racist fucking word.
Yeah, other people can use their freedom of speech to to criticize you for that behavior. And if you're an asshole, you get more credit. Like, it's literally, they're just pro-censorship, right? They literally want to stop people from speaking out against them so that they can feel free to say whatever they want and nobody else feels free to criticize them.
Right.
Philo Hendricks is being attacked on all fronts. They're trying to bring legal charges against her. They're trying to get her children taken away.
Probably
so you
for
were
harassing
saying,
a child.
Yes.
Carmelo Anthony, it doesn't matter. That's a different
Sorry, but just to
kind
be
of thing.
clear, you just said to me you use the N word regularly. In what context? Do you use it with black people?
Yes, if it's appropriate.
When would it be appropriate to use the N word? When would it be appropriate?
Anytime I feel like it.
Oh,
So you're an unashamed racist.
Correct.
correct.
Well, do you understand that makes you a despicable human being?
Oh my god.
I guess so. I don't really care. I mean, why are we
Rare
not
Piers
talking
Morgan
about Shiloh
W.
Hendricks? Why are we talking about?
Well, actually, I think
race?
you've moved it on in this debate very quickly to your own racism, which explains why you've supported her in public and why you've got all these views. You see no.
When was that?
That's a fresh and fit guy there.
I don't know, but he's awful quiet. Like
Right.
Normally he's very loudmouth and
He doesn't want to alienate his fan base.
Yeah,
saying what he
and
thinks.
look, the two blonde chicks on the end here, like the one next to her is look at her face right now.
Her
It's like
eyebrows
she
have
doesn't-
just stayed
She
like.
doesn't even know what to say. There we go.
No problem with a woman shrieking the N-word repeatedly because you yourself are a despicable racist. And you've just proudly admitted that with a smug grin on your face, which is pretty horrifying, actually, for most people to have to watch. And shame on you. You're entitled to do it, and I'm entitled to call you despicable.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
How often do I agree with Piers Morgan?
Well, he's had a few. Like I said,
fair.
he's recently he's shifted a lot because I think he's reached a point where a lot of this is beyond what he is comfortable with. And I think racist behavior should be wrong for. Like everybody should feel that's wrong behavior. So the fact that he's agreeing with that is a low bar for me, but I still feel like he's kind of changed his opinion a little bit.
Well, I mean, I think
that chick. I wonder if she has Meta PC. Custom.
I mean, I do think, like, I wonder. My impression of Piers Morgan has always been that he's kind of like a normal jackass contrarian or whatever.
Yes, that's a good.
And I don't
yeah.
think that he's equipped for this kind of like, yeah, he's kind of cynical, but he's cynical in the way that he likes to be a problem causer or whatever. He likes to stir shit up, not in the like he likes to just be incredibly stupid for fun. You know what I mean? And like that's
hard to know where his line is because like he's right on this, but like when you hear him talk about trans stuff, he's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Reading from these studies that are just like have been proven to be bullshit."
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah,
it's weird.
Well, W and G fan, I think the thing is that, and I think a lot of Democrats are starting to realize this. There's no escaping being in these environments. Like you have to go into them. You have to engage with them. Ignoring it is part of the reason why I think that we had trouble winning the election last year. So like pretending that and we've said this for a long time. All of us have talked about this. The same thing with the stuff here on YouTube to kind of rope it back into the stuff we talk about. For the longest time, I was like, I'll ignore it. It'll just go away. And it's not. You have to be able to. You can't. Not talking about it is not going to slow down its reach. Mm-hmm. It's going to continue to grow. So that you have to be willing to go into that. And so I don't have a problem, talking about Piers Morgan and what the takes that I agree with and disagree with. I think that's a fair assessment. I'm not saying he's a good person. I don't know him that well, but
Well, I think like that was kind of the thing back in like 2015 or 2014 to like 2019 YouTube or whatever, where a lot of people were kind of like, okay, we'll just like let them burn out and then we'll, and so like there weren't as many voices challenging them. And like the few people brave enough to do it were people who, for the most part, like didn't actually like respond. They basically just kept doing the same thing and not responding to the hate or barely responding to the hate,
My policy back then was to kind of ignore it because it was all kind of bullshit, in my opinion, and I didn't.
We
wanna
dropped
give
the
it
ball
air to
on
breathe.
that. I think
Yeah.
we all should have been more vocal when all.
I mean,
that
I
was
think
going on.
I should have been more vocal back then.
Not to be that guy, but once I started YouTube, I started it to do this in 2019, and then 2020, like basically from then until I haven't heard it in quite a while, but I used to hear it a lot more, mainly when I was covering Comicsgate more, that I should just let them do their thing over in the corner and don't worry about them or whatever. And it's like, yeah, that's not going to work, man.
Yeah, they grew too big. Essentially, they invade my comments, and I went, "Fuck."
I'm not saying this. I don't know. I'm not sure how you got that from my comment. I wasn't saying that. I'm saying that these panels, like if you looked at his panel, it's like usually a round table of different people, and I think it's important for people to engage in that space. I didn't say anything about it agreeing with the creationists. I'm just saying that I think everybody needs to be present.
I think they're saying that Piers would like interview creationists.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and, like agree with them sometimes.
I get that. That's why I said I'm not judging. I'm not making a judgment value on Piers.
Oh, sure.
I'm talking about people that are willing to go into those spaces and engage with people like her. Like, this is one of the things in the comments a lot of times when I'm talking about Critical Drinker Nerdrotic. The reason why they don't go outside of their echo chamber is they clam up and they don't know what to say when they're confronted with their biases. So when you see like a Piers Morgan clip where he has people on that are in support of diversity and they challenge those guys, they don't really have a good response for that. So that's why people are like, oh, you should go in and talk to Critical Drinker. Why? Like, I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but what purpose would that serve? He's not going to really have a meaningful conversation with me about how he feels.
They know who we are and they won't talk to us. It's as simple as that.
I will happily talk to them, but
I don't know
it's not
what
happening.
currency is this? I'm sorry, I don't recognize this currency.
179. I have no idea what that symbol is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. But anyway, thank you, Mad Max. It's on my channel. She's pretty loudmouth to be a trad conservative wife. That's the other thing that kind of shocks me is the women that go on these shows are arguing for traditional values, but they're literally doing things that are not considered a traditional value for a woman in those spaces. Well, Melanie Mack is a really good, look at her. She's arguing traditional stuff, but then she's preaching to people, which is very heavily looked down upon in most conservative spaces for women.
I mean, look how far they've gone at this point. Right now, they are literally defending just using the N-word. Right. Like, that used to be unacceptable. Period.
Well, not just
using it, that was unacceptable.
Shouting it at children. Like, it's not even like the 2016, hey, I'm not, I don't want to say it myself, but like, I think it should be allowed for white people to say it kind of shit. It's literally like, no, we want to harass children. Especially on racial.
Based on that, we want to call for race war, sponsored by Meta PCs.
Yeah, race war by Meta PC.